Welcome to the Niyama Show, the podcast that dives deep into the world of self-development, empowerment, and navigating the digital landscape. I'm your host, Nicole Reiher, and today we have a very special guest joining us. Joining us on today's episode is the remarkable Lexie Janson, an influential figure in the realm of social media and YouTube. Lexie has not only built a substantial following, but she has also faced her fair share of challenges and triumphs along the way. You find her on YouTube and Insta under the name Lexie Janson and Mehr on High. All links in the show notes. In this episode, we explore the fascinating world of social media and its impact on individuals, particularly in relation to mean comments and the power they hold. Lexie opens up about her own experiences and shares invaluable tips on how to handle negativity with grace and resilience. We also touch upon the topic of feminism and discuss what it means to be a woman navigating the social media landscape. Lexie shares her insights into finding self-confidence and embracing authenticity in a world that often demands perfection. Are you ready to dive into a thought-provoking conversation filled with wisdom and inspiration? Then join us on this episode of the Niyama Show as we delve into the complexities of social media, embracing feminism and empowering ourselves as women. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, and more. Also, you can watch it on YouTube. You find all links in the show notes. Let's start. Hi, Lexie. Lexie, we are here in the Lost Creator House together since, I think, 6 weeks now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 6 weeks.
This is crazy, and this is a long time. We're here in a kind of co-living together, living and working. How is it for you to be in this place?
Actually, there was something that I really needed because we as humans really need, the connection and understanding and things like this. And as a creator, it's hard to find it. And I understand that you can ask your family or friends, like, hey, what would you do in this situation? And they will answer like, from the soul and from their heart, and everything's fine. But they don't really understand the things that you are doing. So I never really had any type of a conversation with anyone that would understand what I'm doing. And since I came here, I have a lot of those, a lot of business ideas, a lot of content ideas, inspiration. We did a lot of things together, and that was absolutely amazing. This was exactly what I needed, especially that I've been creating for like 9 years right now.
Wow.
So
I totally get
crazy.
This point. Also,
yeah.
For me, it was when I discovered Instagram. I think it was like 2013. So like 10 years ago, oh my God.
It makes you feel old, huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
when I started doing it, it felt wrong because my surroundings, also my boyfriend later these days, all of them were like, oh, now you have to publish it on Instagram. Ooh, you're like this influencer. And then I stopped it and I felt weird doing it all the time, but there was a part inside of me. And I continued posting it from time to time, and sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less, depending on my surroundings. How was it for you? When did you start posting on Instagram?
I think...
Or other platforms?
I actually started my YouTube 3 times.
Oh, okay.
4. Actually 4. Now I need to say 4 because I have a second channel. So it's a new one.
Count.
So I started YouTube in like 2008.
Oh, wow, that's early.
It was bad though, because I didn't know anything of what I was doing, nothing. I just had an idea of I'm going to play games, and since I'm a girl, that's also going to boost me. And trust me when I say this didn't work.
You were aware of that when you started the channel?
Yeah, because I was always around different people and they were like, oh, girls don't play games. And I was like, I'm going to show everyone that girls play games on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work well. So then I thought, maybe if I'm a girl, then I should do something else. And I actually started like a lifestyle beauty, whatever. It also didn't work well.
You in lifestyle beauty?
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Where are the videos? I want to look at it.
They're gone, burned. No, so then I started doing drone stuff. And then I kind of treated YouTube more like a diary for myself. This time I wasn't like, oh, I want to be big on YouTube. This time I was like, you know what? I just want to see that I'm making any progress with those drones and FPV. And this actually started working because I was sharing it, because I was really proud of what I'm doing. And before that, I wasn't. And there was a lot of stuff involved in it. And a lot of people were, at that time, also kind of like you, saying, oh, you need to share it on YouTube or on Instagram. And a lot of guys also were saying, oh, you just get attention because you're a girl.
What
and
year
I was
was
like,
that when you did that?
That was, wait, it's 2023? 2014, end of 2014.
You were still at school or university back then, right?
I started university.
Yeah. So it was kind of a weird feeling. The others, they see your stuff, they see your videos, and also they're back to the surroundings. How was it for your family or your sister and brother that you created this public profile for you?
First, they didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, maybe one day they will find me and ask questions, but they didn't. So then when I started getting invited for like international championships and things like this for FPV drone racing, my mom asked me, well, actually, how did they find you? And I was like, well,
okay, I'd have to tell you
hear
something.
me out. We need to, all of us have to get really cool about a lot of things really quick. And I told them that I was having an Instagram, a YouTube, and everything. And actually, like, my dad is watching a lot of my videos. My mom is watching all of my videos.
Same.
At the beginning, they didn't. They were more like, okay, but why would you do it? And I'm like, yeah, see those tickets to Korea? That's why. And at first, they were like, this is kind of weird. But then it just kind of escalated to really crazy numbers. And my family was just like, you know what? I don't understand it, but you do you, boo. So they were pretty nice about it. But a lot of people that were outside of my family were pretty negative towards me because they were thinking that I get attention just because I'm a girl, or you get attention just because you put your face on things. And I was like, you're aware that a lot of guys put their faces on thumbnails too, right? Because it's human connection thing. It's not that I'm a girl and I put my face on it. There's a guy that puts face on his thumbnails, and that's not a problem. So it was a little bit of a double standard. But I think I was really pissed at some such things at the time.
Did you ever had these thoughts that because of that you may stop it?
Yes, many times.
What was it? What pushes you continuing doing it?
This may sound weird, but when I started doing FPV drones, there were 3 women on planet Earth doing it. And I thought that if I go through all of this, then I will make it easier for every single woman that comes after me. And what pushes me forward is to just make sure that everyone else has it easier. I can have it harder. I grew a really thick skin, and I kind of feel like I'm strong enough to go through it, because I saw so many girls and women quitting because of the hate that they were receiving and the stuff that they had to deal with. And I was like, I don't want that. If someone has to, volunteer as a tribute and go to those Hunger Games, let it be me. So
it is kind of
I can do it. Yeah, it is kind of Hunger Games, isn't it? And sometimes people send you things if they like you. It's just like in Hunger Games.
Yes, they send you things. I mean, it was not for me. It was never that bad. I never got a dick pic, or I never got also super mean comments. I get weird comments. I get also mean comments, but not these super mean comments. I know from our previous conversations, you went through Hunger Games. You went through really heavy shit. But even more than, you have all my respect that you say, I can handle that and I can continue. I love what I do and I will do it for this reason. This is insane. But also it is kind of, do you think, for us as women especially, I mean, of course, men, hear me out, you can have also the same troubles.
Yes,
of course.
Men go through the same stuff sometimes, yeah.
But I think, especially as women, it's hard to go over this, like, because of the objectiveness.
Women. They objectify us a lot, that's true, yeah. So what I found the hardest is when I started doing educational content to teach people things.
That's your new content, your new channel on YouTube, right?
That too, yeah. On this one, actually, I'm gaining more interest than on FPV drone one because I was told by a lot of people actually that when they see my face on a thumbnail and I'm a girl, then they would rather click on a guy teaching the same thing.
That's interesting.
Because they have more trust in a guy teaching tech stuff than a girl teaching tech stuff. And I was like, a little bit sexist.
Just a little bit.
Tiny bit. But yeah, it's interesting because a lot of those men who have been teaching a lot of stuff have also been lately telling people to, if you want to learn more about this topic, I would suggest to you to go to this girl because she knows how to teach those things and I don't. So that actually helped me a lot because, you know, we pretty tight community. And I've been actually interviewed on like one of the biggest channels for FPV drones twice. And my friend Joshua said that both times when he interviewed me, he had to turn off the comments. And he said he never had to do it in any other interview. And I'm the only girl he ever interviewed and he had to turn off the comments twice.
This is silly.
It is silly. It's really weird, and he also thinks so. That's why he's trying to
Was
also
it a live
support
interview?
me.
Was it live comments or just general?
Just general comments under the video.
Do you think what age is the audience watching it?
It's actually everything from like 15 to 45.
Okay, so you can't really say it's teenager
Yeah,
stuff.
I cannot really. Yeah, that's the hard one. Like you cannot really say what it is, but it's there. But at the same time, I mean, as I said, I'm in for those Hunger Games, and every time, like, I know it's hard, but every time something bad happens, like I started collecting good comments or emails and things like this, and I started printing them, and I have my little jar. And whenever I feel bad about something, I go through my jar, and there's a lot of comments from men, women, there's grandparents and parents that say, thanks to you, my daughter started doing this and this, and
That's
sometimes
cool.
it's not even drones.
It's
sometimes
empowering women also.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, for me, it's a message. Like if you tell a tiny girl and a tiny boy that you can do whatever you want, you can go and race in Formula One, and then they watch TV and there's just the guys, does it send the message? No. But if you show them that there is a girl in it, like in Aspida, the flying car series that I'm a participant of, there's 2 guys and 1 girl. And that does send the message that you can do it because there's everyone in there. We're all included.
Yes.
And it's since the beginning. So that's absolutely changing this whole message. And I have been recognized for my work for this. And each time I am recognized for it, it feels really good to get it. So like this year, I have been awarded the Trailblazer award. And it was actually created for me. Because they said that you don't fit into any category, but you have been doing so much during those 9 years right now. And you have been just blazing the trail for everyone who comes after you. You're getting this particular prize. And I was like, wow.
That's cool.
This is great. Yeah, those are the moments that keep you going because you not only feel like I love doing this, but also I'm being recognized for it. So that makes it so much better.
I think you're a great role model for a lot of women or girls to, to just do it. We talked about this earlier, but I also was never this typical girl when I was younger. I hated the color pink. I wasn't a red, pink girl who loves to play with dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
I had the Barbie, but it doesn't went well with the Barbie.
My Barbie had a car.
Yeah, my Barbie had also a car, and I cut it her. Yeah, a
Brutal.
different story. But I remember when I was in the kindergarten, I liked building stuff. We had this like Lego, but we also had this type of stony things. So I could create houses with stones and also like really constructions with a lot of mechanical understanding. I loved doing it. And every time my friends, they asked me out to play family with them as family, you know, one plays the mother, one plays the father, one plays the baby or the children.
Nice.
I hated it. I just hated it. I was like, okay, there were moments I could not flew from it. So I was like, okay, I'm the baby, so I don't have to do anything.
I'm the baby.
Just sitting there, and
it was dumb.
fun.
So, but what I want to say is, it is for as women to go out of this stigma, out of your role is hard.
Yes.
But it doesn't also mean that you also can live the role of the fullest. So kind of both is acceptable.
Both is okay. I mean,
both is okay.
I think I told you, my sister is literally everything I'm not. So my sister's dream was to have a husband, have a child, have a house, do things in the house. And she has her own career as well. And that's fine. But this is what she wanted. And this is everything that I don't want. And even though we come from kind of the same house, we're absolutely different people. And it's absolutely okay. Like, we need both to have some type of a, management of everything. Because if everyone's like this, then it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I think, like you said, there's a stigma, kind of. You need to fit into your role. So
you also said, you told me the story of your school time where you weren't allowed to build this, was it a ship or a plane?
It was a plane. It was a model plane, So
you weren't allowed to join the group.
Because I was a girl.
Yeah, you had to cook instead.
Yes. I had to make a cake. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The cake.
This is insane.
I hate baking since then, by the way. Like, I cannot bake anything. I can cook, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if it goes to baking, I think it finishes at banana bread.
You know,
it's like the end.
I have kind of similar story when I was also at school. I think it was 11th or 12th grade. I think it was from 11 to 12. We had to decide which sport course we want to join.
Ooh.
So we had this between judo, soccer, volleyball, dancing, and I think other stuffs. So I was like, okay, I love volleyball, I love soccer, I love running, so athletics, and I love judo. I want to join judo. Yeah. So in our class, we had a male teacher, and he was pretty young, and he was also in judo. He was like a master in it, and there was no problem. So I decided I want to do the judo course. And another girl too from our class. And then from the other class, the parallel class, the female teacher did not allow them to join the judo class because it's for boys. Imagine that. I could not believe it until I was in the judo class because it was only a male group with 2 women. It was me and the other one from our
I really
class.
wished like one day to see the moment in which someone says you cannot do it because you're a boy.
I think this never happened.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, and I'm not hating on men. It's just I hate on the society to actually allow things like this. Like, if you go to a play store, like where you buy children toys, like a toy store. If you go to women's stuff, like girl stuff, boring. If you go to guy stuff, nice.
I feel the same. I feel you, but
nice.
But I think we are right now. We are in a situation in our society. We are kind of trapped because we have this one side who screams more women into higher positions, more independent women, and we have the other side who is like, women can be women as they want to be. And I feel like I want both.
Yeah.
I want to be a woman. I want to have children. I want to get married. And also I want to play with the cool boy stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, why do we have to choose?
That's good.
Yeah, well, it's like, there should be no choice. Like,
yeah.
If a guy wants to stay at home and be a stay-at-home dad,
yes,
fine. If a woman wants to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom, fine.
Yes.
You just need to communicate this. There's space for everyone.
You know what? I think, and we had this conversation last night with Konrad also about parenting and how it will be to have children, and with all these anxieties we have in our society. I think the key is in parenting. So if you as mother or father allow your child doing whatever they want, not in a dangerous way,
not
of course.
Not in a dangerous way, no.
But if it likes to play with Lego or constructions, maybe it will be later an amazing architect or whatever. Or also if a girl wants to play with dolls and likes to dress as pretty, maybe he will be a designer later.
Yeah.
She will be a designer later. So let them go, let them fly like birds.
That's how I was raised. So coming back to the story of the school, like I was told that I cannot do something because I'm a girl first time in school, not at my home. Because when I was a child, my parents kind of raised me as if I had no gender. I mean, they were talking to me as she, of course. I knew I was a girl.
They allowed you to do
things. They just never told me that I cannot play with a car. I cannot play with Legos. I cannot play with whatever. I have to play with dolls. I have my own kitchen. They never did any of this because they said, like, they want me to experience what I want to do, not what they throw on me. Yes. And I remember when I was having a birthday, actually, party, they told the parents, do not bring her everything that's just for the girls. Because my mom said that when I was a little baby, they did an experiment on some of the family members. They haven't said if I was a girl or a boy.
Okay.
And they said, just bring toys and we will introduce you to the new baby. And since they got so many calls asking if is it a girl or a boy? And my dad was like, bring something.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they wanted to actually, and that was like in 1993, so that's like really modern right now to think about it.
True.
So yeah, my dad said that the people that he told that I was a girl brought only girl stuff. The people who have been confused brought something that was really gender neutral, kind of like balls, stuff like this. And to some people, he said that I was a boy because I was supposed to be a boy. So they kind of thought that I was a boy and they brought me some boy stuff. And since then, my dad was like, oh, this is interesting.
And then they realized maybe there's a big stigma on it.
Yes.
Big role model.
Exactly. So my dad just proposed to my mom, like, hey, she has now girl stuff, boy stuff, and neutral stuff. Let's keep it this way and let's see what happens. So if you ever think I have really weird ideas, that's where it comes from, probably from my dad. So this is how they did it. And then they were really happy that it was going well up until school. Because in the school, when they told me I cannot do this
the role models came back.
Yeah, the model came back. And I was, no, my mom still says that for 3 days I was really confused. And I was saying, what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean I can't do it?
What do you mean I cannot do it because I'm a girl? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, no, it doesn't. And, you know, my mom was a car mechanic. So she was also like, yeah, so what?
It kind of feels like, also I felt like a little bit of a weirdo to have this interest in not girly stuff. Because then I was
it
like,
makes you feel weird.
Am I wrong or am I different?
Yeah, it's something wrong with me. And it makes you feel, and if you are a child, you shouldn't be thinking those things. So I think in general, like, they shouldn't be doing such stuff in school. Like, if you want to do something, why wouldn't school let you do it? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to bake a cake, just deal with it. Like, I will never bake a cake, I can eat it. This is it.
That's true.
But yeah, it's just really kind of weird. Yeah. And again, I'm not hating and not saying that someone has it easier. It's just, it is kind of what it is, and it's up to us to change it.
Yeah, and what's great, back to our first thought of this conversation, to be here in this house, to have these others around yourself. You see, hey, there are people out in the world who are at the same
just
thoughts,
like
same
me,
like me. This is wonderful. What would you say? What are the benefits of this place you can take with you home?
I came to this home really lost. I actually just made a huge change in my life, and I was like, I have no idea what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with my business. I'm not sure if I still want to do the things that I'm doing with drones. I don't know what I really want to do. I'm kind of interested in my tiny channel right now. So you guys were making fun of me a little bit when I hit 800 subscribers on the small channel, and I was like, look, it's 800. And Chris was like, have you seen this 24,000 one? And I'm like, shh, go away. I want this one. So yeah, it's kind of like I was lost. I didn't know what to do. And the biggest thing that I took out of here is that there's people that think the same way as me. I have a lot of inspiration right now. We made content probably for like 6 months for Instagram yesterday, and I kind of want to do FPV again. I want to do the drones, and a lot of things have happened that give me a lot of new ideas on how I can teach people, how I can, you know, make things happen. So
do you also feel more self-confident? I feel
I do,
super,
yeah.
I feel more self-confident now.
Yeah, I actually always, so since I was always kind of stigmatized for being a girl in the male-dominated industry, I was trying to, dress as a guy, do things that would make me more of a guy.
I did the same. And now I kind of explore that
now
being
I'm
a woman
exploring,
again.
yeah. So I noticed that I've been doing it like 2 years ago. So I started wearing skirts just to kind of feel like I'm a girl. I have a skirt. It has pockets, but pockets are important. So then, I never felt good about wearing shorts or showing up a little bit more of my body. Showing my belly, absolutely not. And I always felt like I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, and things like this. And actually, after we did a lot of pictures in which I look at it and I'm like, wow, I can do this.
Yes.
This is great. So it's
same.
really weird that if you want to be a woman in a male-dominated industry, you get a lot of masculinity and masculine energy.
Yeah.
And you kind of forsake your feminine energy. So I'm going to try to embrace it. I'm going to share those pictures and be like, hey, by the way, I'm a girl. So
And
you're going to get this
you
now.
are allowed to be a girl. You
Yeah.
are allowed to show what you have. I mean, it's, of course, it should not be sexualized content, of course, but maybe the watchers, the viewers, they should rethink it. Because you are a woman, you are a beautiful woman, and you can show that you are a beautiful woman, and you can be both.
Yeah, it can be both. And that's one of the things. Like, I started with making pictures of myself in the bikini in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I loved those pictures. And
They are
I'm like,
so good.
I'm still gonna post them because just deal with it. Like, on my Instagram, you could never see me showing more than just having shorts because it was freaking hot, or having a little, t-shirt. And even though I was doing just this, I was still getting really inappropriate comments and things saying like, oh, it's because you're showing your skin. And I'm like, dude, it's 40 degrees. I want you to put that burqa and just walk around in it, because this makes no sense. So now I'm just gonna embrace it and be like, yeah, I showed myself in a bikini or in a nice dress. What are you gonna do about it? So it's kind of like, and again, this is masculine energy from me coming with, and what are you going to do about it?
I mean, it's kind of good. You are self-confident and you kind of have this strength you got from this male energy. And it's a good thing. I mean, we all want to be self-independent. We all want to be empowered, standing for ourselves. And this is how it should be. And this includes also to show that you're a woman. It shows that you are feminine and also you're smart. For fuck's sake, we can be smart and good and pretty.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here in the house, also I I'm working on it on my feminine side since I met Chris. He helped me a lot. I talked about this in another podcast also. And it's a good thing to also feel this feminine energy inside of you kind of growing.
Yeah.
But also it opens the door for this inappropriate comments. It's kind of, am I that strong to handle that? But also,
pro tip, blocking is great.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, don't rethink about it so often, just block them.
So good.
Yeah.
I started using block and changed my life.
That's good. I think the most problem we have with it, we want to show that we are women. We want to show that we can be sexy and we have curves and we are pretty. But if you do so, you open the door for weirdos or strangers or mean comments. And the question is, can we handle that? Can we stand against that? Because social media can be rude, really bad.
It's something that I've been telling to a lot of people. I actually made a video about it and I called it, I think about quitting a lot, and it got a lot of attention and comments were mixed. So some of the people got it as, oh, you're just such a snowflake, you just cannot deal with the stuff, just grow a thick skin, which, by the way, same guys get a little bit of hate on the groups in which I'm a moderator of, and they report right away and say right away that this is so bad. And it's like, why won't you grow some thick skin, don't you? But that was one of the parts of the comments, and the other part was guys who actually understood what I said, and they were like, the problem is, they see those bad comments, they don't react. They just think, oh, this is so sad that people say things like this. Sometimes they will send you a private message and be like, I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. But no one ever reacts to this person saying bad things. And my point was, why won't you react? Like, even saying to a person, hey guy, not cool. Doing something, anything, will be better than not reacting. Because if we don't react, nothing good ever came from doing nothing. If you don't like the situation, you need to do something about it.
True.
If there is a fire in your house, you don't think like, oh, I don't like that, I'm just gonna continue this. You don't. You run away, you do something.
That's a good example, yeah.
And in this situation, we are in a burning house and everyone just sits there and does nothing.
I mean, it's threaten your life in an obvious way, the
Yeah.
burning house, but also the mean comments and
They also threaten your
they
life.
threaten your life, yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that a person needs to deal with. And I told to a lot of people, like, why won't you just react, saying, not cool, or saying, well, this is not true. Or, you know, like people being like, oh, you get everything because you're a girl, or you are just
But this
a
is
slut
also
or
the
whatever.
capability of
Saying something.
saying something and
Yeah.
also going in this discuss.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are like, just ignore it. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, there is a fire in your house. How about just ignoring it?
That's true.
It's not going to help the situation.
That's true.
And-
And you, if you
Yeah.
can't really ignore it. Chris told me one time, if you have one bad comment equals 20 good comments.
Yeah, but the problem is when you get just the bad comment. Because no one positive ever comments on your stuff. So in my situation, I got to the moment in which I was always saying that 99% of the people in FPV drone community are great. 1% ruins it for everyone. But the problem was, at one point, I arrived to the moment in which the good comments stopped showing and I was getting just a lot of hate.
Oh.
And there was not many people saying good things, just the regulars kind of. So I did this video and a lot of people actually, I was sending them also to like my blog post in which I describe a lot of things. And a lot of people were like, what you said was actually eye-opening because I never thought of this.
That they
That they can react, that they can do something, that ignoring stuff is not going to help because you ignore stuff and there's just more of it.
it sticks into your mind.
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter if it sticks to my mind. It's also that there is more of it. Like I showed in my blog post, like, this is my comment section. And there was like 2 positive comments and 5 bad ones. And I'm like, no one reacts, no one comments. If you want to support the creators to keep going and keep doing stuff, leave a nice comment.
Yes.
Say something.
Say thank
do
you.
something. Say thank you. Whatever else. And actually people started doing this after having this conversation. And I already saw that I shared, obviously, the video on a lot of groups as well. And I told the admins of the groups that were my friends, like, I'm going to do it and it's probably going to cause a shitstorm. And it did. So a lot of people actually under the comments, some of them were like, oh, you're just an attention whore. Oh, you just need this, or you just need that. And people actually under those comments, I didn't have to really intervene. And they were like, you missed the point of an entire thing. This is not about her wanting attention. This is her saying that our community is getting worse and worse thanks to people like you. And that was really interesting. And even moderators from those groups were like, that was really interesting, Lexie, what you've done there.
But
so
it is a thing you have to tell your community that you need it. You have to also open their eyes. I also had one comment on a video. It was a yin yoga video. I recorded it in Chiang Mai, and there were birds. It was close to the zoo, so also exotic birds, monkey sounds, and like a lot of birds. I like it. Was it a lake? Nature, birds.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Someone
And
commented
there
they
was
hate the
one
birds.
comment. It was really mean. It did not really say in a nice way, oh, thank you for the video, but the bird sound was too much for me. This would be,
That's
it was
okay.
real.
Constructive criticism.
yes,
That's
not
fine.
for you? Okay, but in a kind way. It was in a mean way. Like, or it was, how can you do this content with this horrible bird sound? Really mean. And I was sharing this comment on my Instagram, and I was like, not hating against this person. It was just rethink about it, what you did in this moment, writing this comment. Rethink about if this video is not for you, if you don't like it, swipe
turn
away,
it off.
turn it
Yeah.
off, go to another video.
Yeah.
Other people may like it. Or if you don't like it, write it in a constructive way, in a kind way.
Yeah.
We are people. We created this video. I went to this park, was there for hours, edited it, uploaded it, and it's for free on YouTube. So be respectful.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to open the eyes for the community. If you write a comment or if you don't like a video, be kind, be constructive, not constructive.
Constructive criticism is
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
be constructive. And what happened since then, under this specific video, people write down, "Thank you for this video. I really like the bird sounds in the background."
Yeah, but it's like sometimes I get comments of you just wasted 5 minutes of your life, and I'm answering because I like answering those comments. Really.
What do you answer to this?
I usually say, I will give you a pro tip. If you don't like the video, turn it off. It's like, why would you spend 5 minutes if you don't like it? Like, this is a pro tip for
There
your
was
life.
a thing,
Just turn
you
it
like
off.
it.
Just turn it off.
That's
I
good.
also get comments from like people, some time ago I showed you the comment that someone posted on my Facebook being like, oh my gosh, they set up a fake account called Look Mommy, I'm an Influencer to leave me a mean comment. And I'm like, okay. So the comment literally said like, oh, I'm kind of looking up for you for applying for something with your skills in a sarcastic way. And I was like, well, I'm looking up for you that you cannot even use your own name to write this comment. I mean, if you have to set up, how much time did this person have to put in it? Because you need an email for this as well. So you set up a fake account to leave me a bad comment
And then
because
come
you
back.
don't even have the guts to write it down with your own name.
Yes.
Like, how on earth can you put me a bad comment? Like, if you want to put me a bad comment, say it to my face. The same was like with one guy. Once he was putting a lot of hate for me for months and months without an end. And then it turned out that I actually met the person in real life. He was the nicest person. And when I realized, like, someone told me that this is actually the guy that was hating on you for those months, and I came to him and I was like, actually, someone told me that you're Seth. Are you Seth? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay, hear me out. Want to say it to my face? And I was like there with all of his
What
comments.
was his reaction to that?
He was just there like,
To be confronted in real life.
he was scared.
Oh.
And someone told me later that he was really turned off by the fact that I just came to him and I was looking him in the eyes being like, okay, do you want to say it to my face now? And he was like, no. And I'm like, you're afraid that I'm going to punch you in the face, huh? Because I was really pissed. I was like, how dare you be the nicest person to me now if you want to hate on me again?
Yes.
So since then, he actually haven't hated on me because he said he grew respect to me. And I'm like, do we need to wait for such situations so you grow respect to me?
I mean, I think when people do that, they forget that
you are
a real person.
Yeah.
Because when
Being
you're
behind the keyboard makes you feel invincible and kind of anonymous because
Yes.
I don't see your face. I don't know who you are. You have a picture of a cat as your profile picture. I mean, cat's cute, but you're a really bad person, okay? But it's just kind of making it like this.
Yeah.
And I think just looking someone in the eyes is making it so much harder, especially when someone has a fake account to put a comment on your video or post or whatever.
What would be your pro tips for people, especially maybe let's stay in the woman bubble.
Okay.
What would be your pro tip to handle mean comments? I think a lot of women creators are afraid doing more because of that. So one thing was, don't ignore it.
No, don't ignore it.
Confront them or delete them or block them.
Blocking is great. But I usually, because I know that even if you block them, the thing stays in your head. So what I do is I'm asking myself 3 questions. Number 1, is it true? So let's say, for an example, someone said that...
You're boring.
No, because I cannot know if it's true. But yeah, okay, you're boring. Okay, let's say one is you're boring and the second one is your teeth is yellow.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Your teeth is yellow. Is it true? Yeah. Okay, fine. Are you boring? Is it true? Okay, let's say maybe.
But it's a super subject.
Let's say maybe. Okay, this is a maybe. Question number 2, do I care? Do I care if I have yellow teeth? Maybe. I kind of do, and I cannot do anything about it. I was trying to white it out, and I cannot. It's because of the medication I got as I was a kid, not because I was smoking, as some people think, but I never smoked. So this is do I care? Yes, because it's kind of like insecurity. You boring. Do I care? Yes, because I want to get more followers or viewers.
Nobody wants to be
stuff
boring.
like this. Yeah. Can I change it? When it goes to this yellow teeth, I cannot unless I take them all out and put the fake ones in. Don't have money for that currently, and actually it kind of scares me really bad. So can I change it? No, then it's not a problem. But I'm boring. Can I change it? I can take some courses on how to speak. I can do things to kind of change it. Maybe get an editor or learn how to edit different things.
Or rethink about the content.
Or rethink things, yeah. So it's kind of like a free therapy with those questions. Because can I change it? No. Okay. Do I care? No. Well, that's not a problem. Is it true? No, it's not. So also not a problem. But if all of those things are yes, and you know what you can do, then work on it. It's kind of like a free therapy. It worked wonders for me, asking myself those 3 questions. And also the happiness jar that I told you about at the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah.
Just get a lot of screenshots of positive comments and messages and whatever you are getting. Whenever you feel bad, just go through all of those.
I would like to add to this because in the yoga philosophy, there's also things when you want to change things or when you want to grow yourself, or there are things change is scary all the time. And if we have something which bothers us, can we change it? Yes or no? So if we can't change it, then you can ask yourself, can I deal with it?
Yeah.
But if you can't deal with it, if you if you be really honest to yourself and you say, I can't deal with it, it bothers me still, then get help. Go to your friends, talk with them about it. Try to solve this problem.
Get all of your teeth out and put the fake ones.
If it bothers you
It does bother me.
No, but you know what I mean. So you have to be really honest to yourself. Can I deal with it? Yes or no? If you can't deal with it, don't leave it there. Go to your friends, talk about it, show them this comment, or maybe make this comment public and talk with your community about it.
Yeah,
do it.
That helps. Yes, that absolutely helps. So yeah, that's also a good one. I'm gonna do it more often. I usually post like negative comments on my Discord channel and just let it go, because the guys usually comment on this really extensively, so it's nice.
And then you have the community who supports you. And the community can be really supportive, but they have to know.
They have to know, and you have to really talk with them as well. So there's a lot of people who never answer comments or never answer private messages. I answer every single one of them because I want to build this community and I want to have contact with actual people. I want them to feel that I do care about all of the things that I'm doing. And this actually allowed me to have a community of people who do care about me in return.
Okay.
So that's also working wonders.
What about these sexual comments? Like, how would you handle something like, I like your boobs, or I want to hump you?
Some of them I block, depending on the language. I really do. But some people are just like, oh my God, you are so beautiful. And I'm like, I'm also smart. I know, it's shocking, but I am. And I leave like a little emoticon of a brain.
Okay.
Or sometimes it's like, oh, you have an amazing body. And I'm saying, I also have an amazing brain. So it's just like getting someone like, because what they expect is either, oh, thank you, or how dare you say such things? They don't expect you going like,
it's not just the body.
yeah, it's not just the body, or just being really like cheeky about it. Some people never answer me after this.
Did you ever had a level of these sexual comments which made you really uncomfortable?
Yes, I had a couple of people that were actually like stalking me and threatening me with sexual violence. And for this, a couple of times I got police involved. The other times I was blocking people. I was always
when you involve the
screenshotting.
police, is it like you collect these comments, you make screenshots of
I make screenshots. Some of those people like email me. So a couple of them have been found and told what it means to threaten people with things like that.
So also if a listener has to handle with this stuff, don't wait too long.
Yes, don't wait too long, because just show them that it will not. Exactly, that's the same thing. Do not ignore it.
Yeah, do not ignore it.
Just act. And I know it's scary, and I know that sometimes the police will be like, oh yeah, but nothing really happened to you yet. There's like free phones for like sexual violence victims and things like this. You can talk to them and they can talk back to the police if you want them to. So this also helps that you can have someone to talk to about this, and it's saying that you really feel scared or uncomfortable and things like this. So I also did things like that. When I was in Ireland, I was calling one of those help phones because I was like, okay, that was a lot. So this is pretty harmful, and it's really weird because like guys don't get such things. Guys don't get threatened with sexual violence, and it's actually really, really scary.
It is kind of scary. I'm like, I would not say never.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
taking it back, they sometimes do.
But it doesn't. I mean, because of the biology, maybe the male energy feels more empowered against the female.
Yeah, but also it sucks because when men actually experience sexual violence, they get ignored.
Yes,
I know a lot of guys who said that they went to the police with real sexual crime. It's a crime. It's a freaking crime.
Of course.
And the police is like, oh, so you couldn't handle a girl. And it's like, which part of drugs don't you understand?
Yeah.
It's like, why would you ignore it? This is so unfair, and it shouldn't be just...
Imagine that. Imagine the scene, a man grabs your boob. Is that no-go? You go to police understands. And
or not. Depends.
Hopefully.
Depends.
And imagine the scene different. Guy in the bar, woman comes to this guy and grabs his boob. It's kind of the same. But if the guy went to the police and he feels these emotions inside that it
should not be ignored. This should not be ignored. Yeah, this should not be ignored.
It's also
This is also a crime. It works both ways.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. I really hate it. It's getting me.
Okay. Do you have another tip for these mean, bad comments?
Mostly find yourself a community that you can talk to. Just keeping it all in yourself is not going to make you any good, and overthinking it even less.
And also your comments.
Just let it out.
To create a community.
Yeah, and create a community. And it can be just your friends or your family.
Yeah.
Or your boyfriend. Sometimes I show my male friends what I'm getting, and they're like, wow. So yeah, just creating things like this is absolutely going to help. And actually journaling sometimes, just letting it out to the paper. I do this exercise in which it's called free writing. You just sit in front of the piece of paper with a pen and you just start writing. And you don't think about what you are writing. And I know it sounds really weird, like, what do you mean I don't think about it? Just start with, I have no idea what to write. And then keep writing until you're out of idea. And sometimes you write like 10 pages of what bothers you and things like this. And it kind of feels better because you let it out. So this may also help.
That's a good tip. Yeah. What platform do you like most?
YouTube.
YouTube? Why?
Absolutely. Because there's a lot of stuff that stays there for a while. Because with Instagram, everything just disappears after a while. It's the same with Reels and TikTok. It's just, you put a lot of work into things and they just disappear after a little while. On YouTube, you have stuff in which sometimes I have videos that I posted 2 years ago and they were educational and people are like, oh my God, thank you for making this. I would never figure it out without this video. So it's like, well, here you are.
Also, as we spoke of community, I think to build a community, YouTube is perfect for that.
Yes. It's hard to build a community on Instagram, that's for sure.
Yeah, because it's
mostly
kind of
private
fades
messages
away.
and you don't have a community, you have a connection with one person at a time.
Yes.
And there's not like really comments or whatever. And you
also, if you have a post and people kind of discuss under this picture, what happens really, really rare.
Yeah.
It disappears on the next day.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it just goes away.
Yeah.
So yeah, YouTube, absolutely love it.
Great. Wow, what a talk. Almost an hour.
Damn it. Damn it.
So we were talking a lot about content creation and the curator house. What will you miss after this?
You!
Me? Oh.
Yeah!
I will miss you too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will miss you and Chris, that's for sure. I will miss the community because it's really nice to sometimes have a stupid idea and just bounce it off other people.
Also to kind of be in our geeky, nerdy bubble.
Yeah, our geeky, nerdy bubble. It's absolutely there discussing what's a nerd and what's a geek. and making them.
Love it.
That was so good. Yeah, we'll miss this, and just hanging out with the same people and just recording things together. And I think I said it yesterday to my sister, because I sent her some of the pictures we made, and she said, wow, they're amazing. And I was like, you know, I never had that many pictures of myself anywhere. And I never had any help with this. So it was always me doing my own selfies. Like, they may look like they were made by a photographer.
I'm
but
just
they weren't.
looking if your necklace is touching the mic.
No, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Okay, so yeah, so it's like, it's so nice to have other creators help you out with other things and just exchange footage, exchange pictures. And it's so much better because, one, we can promote each other, and two, you are more present on your own videos. When you are doing everything alone, it's usually you just holding the camera in front of you, and there's not, like, people know you as maybe from here to there, and not much with other things. Like, maybe, yeah, if you are using a tripod or a drone or whatever, but you are not that much in your own videos. And in this situation, you're not only more in your videos, but you also connect with other people. You talk with other people. There's an actual situation, so it's not so...
Also, they're getting this honest feedback
Yes.
on a business level.
Yes.
As I mean, we are entrepreneurs. We have our own businesses, and it's kind of cool to share this with other entrepreneurs.
Yes, absolutely. I love it.
That's what I for example, you inspire me a lot, because you have these own businesses. You're like a worker, you're a doer, you're a maker.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the workspace a lot.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it because it's this place here as content creator house. We working together, we're living together, eating together. It is such an inspiration.
That's
and
true,
also
yeah.
motivation. You stick to your tasks.
Yeah, with the
95% of tasks.
we're kind of there.
But this is kind of great. And when I think of the time after, I'm like,
Yeah, it's gonna get like, oh, I need to bump this idea of someone. Where do I go?
yes. But we have the chats.
We have our
and,
chats, yeah.
and hopefully they work. But I'm confident.
Yeah.
And also I'm confident that we will meet again.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Update podcast episode.
But also I will be sad
Aww.
to leave this place.
Same.
But yeah, that's everything changes. It's a process.
It's a process.
And I'm looking towards it, even if it's pain sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's how it goes. That's how life goes. Change means pain, and but also
Growth.
Also what?
Growth.
Growth.
In
yes.
general, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward the next year also to see how all we end up in our
We have our
businesses.
goals, yeah.
We have our goals.
We have
yes.
our goals. I really wish you to get all of them. So hey, I'm not spoiling to your audience.
No, yeah, no.
I'm not
No,
spoiling this, but
we
yeah.
will meet in 1 year.
Yes.
And maybe we talk earlier, but in a year we talk about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. In a year we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, if I think where I was a year ago,
Yeah.
and what I achieved in this year, it's insane.
Yeah, it's really interesting as a content creator, I think, and as an entrepreneur to just kind of look back. Because sometimes people are like, oh yeah, you're still in the same place. And you're like, nope, no, I'm not. So for us, everything happens so much faster. Because like if you go to 9 to 5, you know, I'm going to get a raise in 5 years. And what we can do is I can get a raise tomorrow.
Yes. If I put my ass on the table.
Yeah, and just sit there and do your work and you can do everything. So for us, everything's moving so fast.
Everything is in your hand. And that's
Yeah.
kind of beautiful. Kind of
Yes,
scary.
kind of scary, but kind of beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. And for me, the numbers, I like analytics. So if I look to my analytics on YouTube and see my subscribers, right now I'm close to 14,000. This is insane. And when I see these numbers, I like to rethink, okay, 3 years ago, I was at 1,000. I started in 2020. No. 2 years ago, I was
2
at
years
1,000.
ago, yeah.
This is
Free,
like...
it's 2023.
It's 23, 20, I started. 1, 2,
Free.
3. Yeah,
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Mathematics.
Mathematics, yeah.
I said at one point, I like it. Okay. Yeah, it is insane how this grows. And it reminds me at the beginning. So there was a point I was so happy to reach this 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, now it just moves forward.
It moves forward, but it's kind of important
like,
also to...
15K, 50K, 100K.
Yeah, 100K next year would be great.
Oh, wow, okay.
Let's see.
Let's see. Yeah,
To you guys,
yeah.
listeners.
Share her videos and podcasts and
But
everything.
what I mean is you have to tap on your own shoulder.
Yes. Just because also like your family and your friends may not understand when you say, I just hit 10,000 subscribers, and they're like, cool.
Yeah.
And for you, it's like, do you understand what it even means?
Yes. At one point, I was waiting for a cake. Like, you know, this in the sometimes you see it, a cake with this number on it. Like
Yeah, I'm totally getting a cake for 30K.
30K, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5.7K to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
On the FPV channel.
Yeah, definitely.
And also on the
on the small channel, I'm gonna do monetized cake.
But you're not far from it.
No.
So guys, check it out. You see it in the show notes.
Yes.
All
thank
the
you.
channels. I think.
It has German subtitles. All of the videos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Definitely look at them.
All of them now have subtitles in a couple of languages.
That's cool.
Maybe wrong though. Maybe not the good grammar, but hey.
I can tell you get a lot of great tips there. Check it out. And Lexie, I thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you
It was
very much for having me.
Yeah, it was a great
Love it.
chat. And I can't wait to chat with you again in a year, of course. And we have a deal.
We have a deal, yes.
We have enough Instagram content to post until we meet again
Yes,
in November.
in November.
So, yeah,
The loser buys the dinner.
the loser buys the dinner or has the weird head of shame.
If we have a weird head of shame. We can do both. Eat dinner with a weird head of shame.
Funny.
That would be hilarious.
So guys, check it out in November on our socials. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was great. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Ich freue mich, dass du bis hier zugehört hast und hoffe, dir hat diese Episode gefallen. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn du einen Review auf Apple Podcast geben könntest und auch gerne diese Episode auf Social Media mit der Verlinkung @Niyama.Show teilst. Du hast dich in den Themen wiedererkannt oder kennst jemanden, den ich interviewen sollte? Dann schreib mir eine Nachricht an nicole@Niyama.Show und vielleicht bist auch du bald Gast in der Niyama Show. Bis bald, deine Nicole.